Welcome. In this tutorial, we're going to install a button on one of my posts in Publii, static site generator. See where this link is? I want to put a button right there. So let's see how we do this in a static page. And this is what we're shooting for. So let's see how we do this. So what we need to do is, within our Publii dashboard, we need to install some CSS. So let's go into Tools, Custom CSS. As you can see, I have a lot of CSS installed. And here's the button CSS that I'm using for various buttons. And the reason we want to install the CSS here is the CSS syntax won't be overridden in future updates. So back in our custom CSS panel, as I mentioned, we need to install your custom CSS here, because if you install it in your main style sheet, it probably will be overridden in future update. So here's my main button in data. Border none, color white, my padding, text alignment center, text decoration none, display inline block, my font size, the margin for the button and cursor set to pointer. And what I'm going to do is, these are all the different classes, a different style for each button that I want to select to use on a particular post or page. So let's take a look at an example. Here's my front page. Let's scroll down. Here you see there's one style button, and here you see several buttons with different styling as I hover over the button. And this is all from set up through the custom CSS that we were just looking at. So what we're going to do is create another class for the new button that we're going to use right here. Let's do this next. So let's add a class called button 6 for that new button we want to place on my post. So let's make a little room here. Button 6. So background color, we just use white, simple white. And the text color be blue, one of the blue tints. Then we'll set our padding 15 pixels top bottom, 20 pixels left right. Our border radius, which will make the corners rounded, 8 pixels, not too much. In the border, which will be, you will see it highlighted, we'll set it at 2 pixels thick, solid, and again a blue color. Okay, now let's set the hover syntax button 6 hover. So when we hover over the button, the background color will change. Or let me what I like to do is put comments so it's easier to see what button I'm using. So that's the white background for button 6. Okay, background color when you hover over the button will be a light gray or silver. And to make sure the padding is the same when we hover, I'm going to add the same information. Well, actually, the font color will change to a form of red. Then we'll add the padding, which will be the same. Keep it the same at 15 pixels and 20 pixels left to right. And if I can type correctly here. Border radius. We could change this when you hover it, but I'll just keep it the same at 8 pixels. Not go too radical on when I hover over the button. Okay, the border. The only thing we're going to change here is the border color will change to a red. And that should do it. Now we're going to go into our HTML and insert this class in our HTML post. Okay, now before we move on, make sure, there we go, you save your CSS before you move on. So you save it, go back to post. We're going to insert this class into the HTML. Here's the post that we're going to insert the script. Go to HTML. This is just scroll down because that's where my button is going to be placed at the bottom of this post. Let's see, right about here. Let me make a space, an opening. Okay, let's make a paragraph here. Open, close. Insert an href tag because it's going to be a link. And for now, I'm just going to put an X to show that there's a link here that really goes nowhere, but you want to see how the button looks. And we insert our class 6, button 6 that we just created in the CSS. And the title will be Table of Contents. Alright, apply your changes and don't forget to save. Let's go back to the post and let's preview it in the browser area in Chrome. Let's scroll down to the bottom. You should see a button somewhere. There it is. And as you hover over, you notice it changes color. Alright. But really there's no link, so let's place the link now. go back to our HTML. Right there where the X is, I'm going to copy and paste because this is an actual post I have on the server. External link. Paste it in there. There we go. Let's apply our changes. Save and close. And let's take a look in the browser once again with the same button now with the URL. And let's test out the URL right now. And there we go. That's the link, table of contents I wanted to go to. Now you may ask, what if you want to use a link internally? One of your internal posts or page. So let's go back to Publii. As you notice, Publii won't show the button. But in any case, what you do is highlight the text of where you want the link to be placed. And you look at the top navigation, you click the link icon, and you select what type of link you want. In this case, you would say post link because you want to select one of your posts, and then the post name lists all the posts that you have, and you just select the post that you want the link to go to, and then you type in the link target, whether it be same window or another tab, and that's it. I'm not going to do it here because I have an external link, but that's how you would do an internal link. I believe that's how it works. So let's go back down and I missed it. It's back down. Table of contents. There we go. So that's how you would insert your button. Thank you for watching and hope this helped you, and we'll see if we can create more tutorials on how to use Publii in the near future.